Good morning and thanks so much for joining in. You're watching Ask Profit on NDTV Profit and my name is Alex Mathew. This show is geared towards getting you answers to all of your stock-related questions, and you see that number on your screen. You can send your questions to us on that or any one of our social media platforms. We've got the next half an hour, so you can start sending your questions now. Let's very quickly take you through what's happening with the markets right now, and we are at all-time highs or very close to that mark for the Nifty 50. We're trading comfortably above the 22,600 level. And in fact, the question is, do we hold that level in trade today and do we close at record highs? The broader markets also doing okay, not too bad. In fact, let's pull up the mid-cap 150. It's gaining about 0.5% or so. And you have the small-cap index 250 that is also gaining about 0.5% or so. So very clearly, the market breadth tilted in favor of the advances. Let's look at the contribution. And today there's one stock that's really pulling the weight, and that is Reliance Industries. As much as 37 points of the gains on the benchmark Nifty 50 being contributed to that by that one stock. You also have a few of the auto pack that are doing well, the likes of Maruti Suzuki as well as Mahindra and Mahindra doing quite well in trade. On the other end of the spectrum, you have HDFC Bank that is losing ground and in fact is contributing to most of the losses at this juncture. Adani Ports also losing ground, as well as Apollo Hospitals. Let's talk about individual stocks though, because there's one or two stocks that are really in focus. Of course, you have Wipro because of the management decision. Thierry Delaporte announcing his resignation. He will move out at the end of April. But there's also Bandhan Bank, which came as a bit of a surprise today, where you have the founder, Mr. Ghosh, announcing that he will no longer serve as the head of this organization, that he will be transitioning to a role in the holding company. The stock is being battered. Of course, it is off the low point of the day today. But remember, in the year to date so far, in 2024, it's had a pretty rough time of it. Let's talk about the context. Harsh is joining in to give you some perspective on why this is a significant development. Harsh, if I remember correctly, there was board approval, but we were waiting for RBI approval. That has not come through. Why is this so significant?
Well, it's significant because of what you've said, Alex. The fact that board approval was given in November of 2023 somewhere signaled to the market that CEO Mr. Ghosh was expected to get reappointed for a period of 3 years. Of course, RBI approval still awaited, but nothing from the CEO's side per se, which is what is new at the moment. The revelation that the founder CEO is now stepping down despite board approval for an extension of 3 years is what the market has been caught by surprise by, and that's why the reaction on the stock. Now, why is it significant? The timing of it. Your asset quality issues not completely going away yet. There is still some work to be done on that front. Growth, of course, has come back, but just the pure timing, 3 months before his retirement is what he's announced. He's not really put in place a nice solid transition plan, even though there are the bank held a conference call and allayed investor fears by suggesting that they will have one in place. They'll probably have an interim CEO who they could consider for a while before a final CEO can be appointed. So all of those, but the question that the market seems to be asking is this a bit of a stretch at a time when the bank has been beaten in terms of asset quality as well as concerns around that? And a special forensic audit also being conducted on 20% of its portfolio, size roughly 23,000 odd crore. So it's the timing which is really the questionable piece. Whether RBI has given approval or not, the bank has categorically stated nothing heard from the RBI yet. But maybe that could also be at play, because that is the other piece that was a concern. That is it possible that the talks with the RBI had not really fructified? Again, at best questionable, but need to wait and watch as to what and how analysts respond to this. Jefferies has downgraded it in a substantial fashion. 290 was the target price, now at 170. And they're suggesting this could be a key overhang on the stock, especially with regard to a leadership void. So clearly one of the brokerages is not happy, need to await, or we await other brokerages to start to come through with their views.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for getting us those details, Harsh. Let's bring on our experts of the day. We've got Rajesh Palviya of Axis Securities and Gaurang Shah of Geojit Financial Services joining in. Gentlemen, as always, thank you so much for taking the time. Pleasure having you on the show. Gaurang, I'm coming to you first on Bandhan Bank. What do you make of this? Board approval had come through. What Harsh is pointing out is, I guess, the big question, which is everyone thought that Mr. Ghosh would continue, and now that's not happening. How are you reading this?
Thank you, Alex, and morning to all of you all, and thank you for inviting me on the show. So it has come in as a surprise, definitely, despite of the board approval awaiting the RBI clearance, and then the decision to step aside and possibly reason what's doing the round in the market is to have a larger role, citing certain personal reasons as well, which we are not aware of. We will have a little bit of vacuum in sense of the price movement and, of course, the knee-jerk reaction on fallback of the news flow that he has stepped aside. Since we are discussing this stock, Bandhan Bank, prudent on my part to give a disclosure that we have maintaining our accumulate rating on Bandhan Bank. And this is not the first time, Alex, that we are witnessing this kind of an exit out of turn. We have seen other companies in different sectors wherein people have stepped aside because of one too many reasons. And then the stock again gaining its momentum back. With Bandhan Bank, I agree. And as you and your colleague were rightly referring, asset quality has been a big issue. And it's been very choppy and volatile quarter after quarter. And that has led to the underperformance of Bandhan Bank, primarily because of the geographies that they have their loan book exposure, could be one of the reasons. But having said that, we are still maintaining an accumulative. It will be interesting to see the news development in terms of who comes at the helm.
Got it. All right. So that's the view on Bandhan, and that is, in fact, the focus of the day. Let's move on and talk about the queries that have already started coming in. And we've got the first one from Yuvraj. He's writing in from Bengaluru, and he's asking about SAIL. He bought last week, and he's wondering about the outlook for metal counters, and he's wondering what the return profile can be. He's not really specified a time frame. So Rajesh, I'll come to you on this one. If you track the underlying as well, if that is a possibility, what are you reading on the commodities prices that you've seen in the recent past? And is there anything that you can tell us for SAIL in particular?
Morning. So overall metal stocks have done well in last couple of trading sessions, and ferrous, non-ferrous both have done well. And even if we look at the base metal prices also, they have also moved up sharply in last couple of week from their recent swing low. So be it copper, zinc, aluminum, both all these metal have done well on the commodity side. On the stocks front, yes, most of the metal stocks are now on a verge of giving breakout of their short to medium term chart structure. If we look at the SAIL structure, now stock is approaching towards its May 2021 swing high. So I think 150, that's the important level on the higher side for SAIL. If at all these breakout happens in next couple of trading session, then possible really we can see towards 165 to 170 also for Steel Authority SAIL. So I think if you have bought at lower price, can hold the position at this juncture, your stop loss should be placed at around 142. Till 142 is intact, I think there is a high possibility that SAIL may attempt to give breakout above 150 and then possible really can extend towards 165.
All right. There are more questions, shorter term in nature. So I'm coming back to you on this next one, Rajesh. We've got Jay Kumar, who's bought Godrej properties at levels of 1496 and is wondering whether to exit at the current market price. What is the view?
So I think very strong buying action in today's session for Godrej property, and now stock managed to be breakout of its October 2021 swing high. Looking at the buying action across real estate space, we believe that this space is likely to continue furthermore upside. So I think hold the position, though stock has already moved up 7% in intraday basis. So your trailing stop loss now should be placed at around 26.20. Till this level is intact, I think this really can extend, and possible target on the higher side towards 2750, even 2800 could be there in the near term to short term perspective. So our view is bullish at this moment for Godrej Property. Hold your position.
Let's pull up Ashok Leyland. It's up about 1% or so in trade today. And however, in the year-to-date period, it's not done too much. In fact, if you look at from the start of the year, it's down about 4% or thereabouts. But it's gained about 28.5% from 12 months back. The question is from Gopalan. He's writing in from Delhi. And he's asking about this. He's gotten an average price of 168. He's been holding for over a year. Or rather, he's accumulated over a period of a year. He's asking why it is not moving too much. Gaurang, MNHCV yet to show real signs of a pickup, even though you see some small moves in the LCV space based on the volumes. What would you say with regard to Ashok Leyland?
So, when you invest in a commercial vehicle manufacturing companies, it's a different kind of a trend that the series follow. We can't compare it with two-wheeler, three-wheeler or passenger vehicles. And it is more of a longish play, keeping in mind the economic growth process that India, Bharat is going through, Alex. We have a buy call on Ashok Leyland with a target of about 210 to 225, if I remember right. So, no need to lose patience. Numbers month on month should not be a trigger for any kind of exit from the stock. And the scrappage policy and, the kind of launches in terms of hybrid vehicles, EVs, and of course, green hydrogen, which is going to be the next big thing for the auto sector, will have a very positive impact on the automobile manufacturing companies, including names like Ashok Leyland. So don't compare it with other variants of vehicles. This is a different play altogether. Have patience and longish time horizon.
Okay. Let's pull up the chart for transformers and rectifiers India. And if we can, let's pull up the one-year chart, because it's absolutely phenomenal. It's down about 2% or thereabouts. But look at that kind of run that you've seen over the last year. The question is coming in from all the way from Doha. And it's from Sumit. Sumit is bought at levels of 465, which was a little above the current market price. So he's kind of missed the kind of run that you've seen over the last year. The question is, if he holds for a year, can he expect a potential upside? And what is the kind of potential upside can he see from this point? Rajesh, what's the view on the charts?
Very strong momentum is going on in this stock. Stock is continuously making a series of higher top, higher bottom formation across all time frame. That clearly shows that there is a buying interest, sustained buying interest is there in the stock prices. Looking at the short to medium term perspective, yes, we do have bullish view on the stock. Any volatility gives you opportunity to buy this stock, and decline should be used as a buying opportunity. On the downside, 410 is the important support area for any kind of minor or major corrective move. We could see a target towards 600, 650 kind of target over a period of 1 year from here onward. So I think he should hold the position. Overall structure is bullish, and 600 is the possible target where we can see.
Okay. I do want to take a question on Deccan Cement. If we can pull up the price and see where it's currently trading. We've got a question coming in from, I'm not able to get that. Ravi Kumar. Ravi Kumar is asking about this, bought at levels of 580. Not a very liquid stock, but he's already in the green. He's asking whether to add more at this juncture. I guess the question, Gaurang, and I'm guessing that you don't have specific coverage on this particular counter, but the space, can you comment on cement and what your picks are? And if somebody is invested in a stock like this, what should they bear in mind?
So cement, we are extremely positive. And there were times, Alex, when during monsoon, people were concerned about construction activities slowing down, but that's not the case now. You have high technology and newer products, cement concrete, which dries off very fast rather than the earlier times of very long waiting periods. We have almost about 6 or 7 companies under the universe, names like ACC, Grasim, Ambuja, names like Dalmia Bharat, Ramco Cement, JK Cement, Birla Corp. Once this election period is done and dusted and the government in the center, I think this Bharat Nirman or infrastructure creation, Pan India is going to kick off with a newer run rate. Along with that, you have good real estate sector in terms of projects completion, and the third tailwind is in terms of private capex. So, problem was sometime back input cost, Alex, which was putting pressure on the margins, but that has also been resolved.
All right. And your picks in this space?
So, like I mentioned, Alex, it's ACC, Ambuja, Dalmia Bharat, Ramco Cement, JK Lakshmi Cement, Birla Corp, India Cement, to name a few.
That's a basket. All right, all right. We have to slip into a very quick break, viewers. We've got more time on the other side to ask your questions, so do stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching Ask Profit. Let's jump straight back into it. And the first question we're taking on this side of the break is on Indiabulls real estate. And it's a question coming in from Rakesh Reddy. And he's bought at levels of 136.6. He's looking for a short-term view. Rajesh, on the charts, how does it look?
So charts are looking bullish for short-term perspective. Stock managed to give breakout of its consolidation range. If we analyze on the monthly chart, also stock is moving in upsloping channel. That clearly shows that sustained uptrend is going on in this stock. Though most of the real estate stocks are doing good, and Indiabulls Real Estate has also managed to give breakout of long consolidation. So we believe that till stock is holding above 136, 134 kind of level. The possible upside we could see towards 155 to 160. So I think hold on this Indiabulls real estate would give another round of rally from the current level. 155, 160 could be the possible target.
All right. We've got a question next on so Trident Limited, and I'm coming back to you, Rajesh, on this one because it's a relatively No, it's a 2-year horizon, but I'm still coming to you. He's bought at levels of 3.9, Mohit from Ludhiana, and he's got 2,000 shares. So he's making quite a bit of money on this particular trade. He can hold for the next 2 years. Should he, is the question, or should he take money off the table?
So since last couple of months, the stock is moving in narrow price range. If we analyze the price behavior, 30 rupees on the downside and 45 rupees is the major supply zone at this moment. So this behavior is going on since last 8-10 months. Though stock short to medium term structure is on the bullish side only. Till stock is holding about 30-35 level. I think there is high possibility that the stock may attempt to give breakout above 45, and once this breakout happens, then possible target we could see towards 62-65 kind of level on the higher side. So I think hold the position with stop loss of 34 and possible upside once we register this breakout above 45, 60 could be the next target.
ITC is the counter that we'll talk about next, and this is from Hemant. He's writing in from Siliguri in West Bengal. He's got 250 shares, but he's not told us what level he's bought at. Stock is currently trading at 430 or thereabouts. Would it be a buy at this stage, Gaurang, or if you're holding, would you hold on?
Well, so we would definitely recommend to hold on to ITC. I agree. This is one of the stock which has been absolutely on the sideways after a tearaway rally that we witnessed. We heard about the hotel business demerger. Then we heard about other plans that the management has got, how to deal with the different businesses that they have. We're maintaining a positive view, and I think once the clarity comes in terms of how and when other businesses are going to get demerged in terms of value unlocking, you are going to see momentum return. So currently we maintain a positive view, and the targets are somewhere close to about 470 plus on the fundamental side.
470 also. So pretty much not a very significant upside, but there is upside is what Gaurang is saying. The next counter is on Sangvi Movers, and a lot of people look at it as a proxy to the infra play in India. 1,028 is the buy price that Naresh has got it at, and it's currently trading at 1304. It's a relatively short-term question, so I'm coming to you on this one, Rajesh. The question is, should he book profits?
So Alex, I think he should trail his stop loss towards 1255, though still the stock is showing strength. Some profit taking is happening at higher level, but still if you analyze the short to medium term structure, that is still quite showing bullishness is there. So I think 1255 should be your trailing stop loss to hold the position. And if this stop loss not triggered, so I think there is a high possibility again stock may start, again upward journey, and possible target on the higher side we could see towards 1400 to 1450, where you can again, review your position. But at this moment, hold position with 1255 stop loss.
Okay. We've got a question coming from Shiva Kumar. He's writing from Dubai and asking about Paras Defense. He's bought at levels of 748. It's currently trading just above the 700 mark, and so he's wondering whether to hold on to this. Any coverage on this, Gaurang? If not, can you give us a view on the defense space and what your picks are there?
Alex, I think defense, power generation and infrastructure, all these three sectors are going to be in the spotlight, including Indian Railways related stocks for all the good reasons. So on defense, it's not a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year kind of a play. It's a multi-year play. And I think rather than only looking at domestic market, now we have the capability of exports also. I don't remember having coverage on Paras Defense, so I won't speak about this one since I don't recollect having any kind of coverage. But, you have likes of Cochin Shipyard, you have likes of BEL. During the IPO time, we had coverage on Mazgaon Docks, Bharat Dynamics, Hindustan Aeronautics, and see the kind of return that these companies have delivered, Alex. So it's, don't look at 1 year, 2 year time horizon. If you really want to create wealth from defense stocks, look at 3 year, 5 year plus kind of time horizon. And I think you will be laughing your way to the bank.
Fair point. We've got a question from Dipankar. He's asking about IDFC first levels and whether or not it can be bought at the current price. Rajesh, on the charts, the stock is up nearly 3% in trade today. How does it look from the slightly longer term perspective?
We are recommending this stock since last couple of trading session as we have seen that there is a breakout of falling channel on weekly chart that clearly shows a trend reversal kind of sign on a weekly chart. So our near-term target is 88 rupees, but if you want to hold it for slightly more medium-term perspective, yes, possible upside we could see towards 95 to 105 on IDFC first. Though stock has already corrected and formed a base at around 75 kind of zone, and the trend reversal is clearly visible on weekly charts. So we believe that hold on the position. Now your stop loss should be placed at 78. Upside target, immediate upside target we are seeing towards 88, and then it can extend further towards 95 to 105 if you hold it for medium term perspective.
So Bala also had a similar question, and in fact it's exactly that, what the next target is for IDFC First Bank. Hope that answers your question as well. Neeraj from Hyderabad is asking about whether or not it's the right time to buy Dabur for the long term. This is for you, Gaurang. Do you have coverage on Dabur, and would you buy at this point?
So yes, I would definitely stick my neck out, Alex, because FMCG has been in troubled water since the third quarter earnings were announced because of the lack of demand, the push from the semi-urban rural India, tier 3, tier 4 cities. But now all that thing of the past. The level where it is trading, I think it's very attractive in terms of downside is protected. There were statements from some of the companies in terms of how they are going to perform for the fourth quarter, which was not very encouraging. But look at the longish picture. I think India was, is, and will remain a consumption-driven story. This company, Dabur, has got almost about 150 plus Ayurvedic herbal products to its offering. Targets, if you ask me, would be somewhere close to about 600 plus on longest time horizon on Dabur.
Okay. RT surfactants, let's pull this up. What is the view on the counter? So the purpose is that Vinod Kalani from Ulhasnagar is looking for a swing trade in this. How does it look? I think he's bought at levels of 750. The stock is currently at 620. What's the view, Rajesh?
So it's a low volume stock, very low participation in the stock. Though stock is still in the downtrend, we have seen a significant corrective move in last couple of weeks. Still, stock is struggling to cross its 50-day moving average. Though stock has shown some recovery from its recent low, but till the stock not crosses above 650 kind of zone. I think our view is on the bearish side for the stock. Again, you can review in this pullback towards 650 whether it's able to cross or not. If it's not crossing 650, you can exit your position, as still overall structure for the stock is on the bearish side.
Okay. All right. So we're running out of time, unfortunately, and so therefore it is time for me to thank both our experts, Gaurang as well as Rajesh, for answering all the questions that they did answer. Thank you so much, gentlemen. And viewers, we've not been able to answer all the questions, but hopefully the ones that we've discussed today have benefited you in some way. And we'll be back tomorrow at 11:30 to take more of your questions. Thank you so much for watching. This is NDTV Profit.